So make it sing.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche with Lori and Margarita. I am Dr. Lori Monaco from Align Yourself Inc. I am a life coach specializing in transformation and mindfulness practice. I'm also a holistic practitioner, and I am the badass Buddha.
Good morning, buenos dias. I was trying to sing to Lori this morning with "Cause It's a Beautiful Morning" in my, I haven't waken up throat
Your vocal cords.
yet, but because it is a beautiful morning, right? It's sunny, the birds are singing.
Literally, the birds are singing on her end, like as if they're in the room with her.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful.
They have brought the sunshine. For some odd reason, they are gravitating towards you because things must have aligned with you, right? Because well, introduce yourself, and then we'll talk a little bit about that.
Hello, mi gente, buenos dias, namaste. I am La Margarita, spiritual and creative healing life coach. I am coming to you from Tampa, Florida, and welcome. I am the Gladiator Guru.
She really is. I know she is. I saw it. It's on her license.
Buenos dias to Diane Claudio. Thank you for coming this morning. And Italy's in the house.
Good morning,
Hola.
Italy.
Hola.
Ciao.
Ana.
And Tiffany is on. Good morning, Tiffany Bryan. And Michelle is in the house as well. So good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning, Tiffany. Good
and
morning.
Nan is on. Nan said, good morning, mis amigas. Good morning, Nan.
Hola, Nan.
So how come the birds are chirping over at your place this morning?
I don't know, because I'm beautiful, because I'm phenomenal.
Yes, but that's always. So they're not always chirping, but that's a constant, that piece. So mom is home. Your mom is home now. I think that's part of it.
As of yesterday, yes, I picked her up. I think when everything at the moment is as it should be, the universe celebrates you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So all these birds, I came here to give me a performance of, you got this, you got it, you did it. Yeah, so.
But I think it's also too because yesterday, Marchie's mom was in a nursing home for rehab purposes, and it was basically a very unpleasant experience. And
no, they were neglectful.
Yeah, she didn't get what she needed. And Margie took her out yesterday and let them know what was up. And it was absolutely fabulous. That's what I mean. It's almost like mom was home. She slept in her bed last night. And then you woke up this morning and the birds are chirping. And I feel like that's where she's meant to be. That's what I think. It's like interesting.
I believe so because, when you don't know, but you know type of thing. So every day when I'm calling 7-8 times and I just knew it and I would tell them and I would express what I expected and all that. But I think there's this COVID so protects them because there's there's no foot traffic going through there. There's no loved ones asking why their parent hasn't been bathed. My mother's here looks like they've never washed it the whole 3 weeks she was there. I inspected my mother's body in front of them. I had all the heads of the departments there, and they try to give me the RN rhetoric, and I told them I'm not traveling up your asshole with you, so let's bring it back to reality. And so, yeah, I mean, COVID it's been a blessing and a curse for many reasons in these organizations that want to just build the insurances, but do nothing to take care. My mother went in there with no pressure wounds, no sores, no bruises. She comes out with a huge bruise on her elbow, a bruise on her knee. Her foot was so swollen, it looked like her ankle was broken. She has humongous, they're called something where the blister gets so bad that it goes into like, way into your skin. It has a name for it. So both heels have huge blisters on top of the edema, And
Well,
now
it's an ulcer, isn't it? It's a bed sore. She has
yes, it's an ulcer, but yeah, it's the bad kind. On one foot's all wrapped up, and then on her bottom, she has a new pressure wound where she's never had one, which is right at the tip of your butt crack.
sacrum. Yeah, sacrum. Right.
And the ones that I healed were still healed with a little chafing, but now it's a whole beginning up there. Yeah, and then falsifying documentation, lack of vital communication. They were just they have no ethics, and they were just neglectful, point blank period, right? And I'm calling an attorney.
And yeah, and you said it, like, this COVID is a blessing and a curse for so many. And I think that in those particular facilities, it's been a blessing for them because they don't have family checking in, going, questioning things, and that's a shame. And it's ridiculous that you cannot visit. I don't think people realize that in nursing homes, you have not been able to visit your loved ones. Even in hospitals, it's very restrictive. And so it's not okay when you don't realize it until somebody that you love is in there, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I can't actually come and visit and check on them. How do I know what you're even doing? How do I know you're doing what you need to do?
And I called them one day. I called them and I said, I've been calling all day. And I said, and the nurse hasn't called me back. And I said, right now for you guys, I don't know if COVID's a curse or a blessing, because I wouldn't be at the end of the phone call. Like I would have been in there. And so, I brought her home though. And then hospice was meeting us yesterday at the house. And she did a full run through of mommy's body, wrote everything down, cleaned the wounds, and was accepted immediately into the program. So much so that an hour and a half later, I have a phone call asking when am I available to have their mommy's new hospital bed delivered with the mattress just for the pressure wounds, people with the wounds. So, I mean, you see, so it's a balance, like, something bad happened to her, but then how I put everything into play, then these people come in. And then last night I got a call from an Alan from there asking, how's mom? Does she eat? Is there anything I need from them? I need anyone to show up and change any dressings on her? And so, I mean, so that was like end of the night. That was a good omen, like, okay, she went through this, not because I put her there, but now hospice that I put into play. I didn't expect that last, 9:45 in the evening phone call from them.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It's a balance. That's how we got to remember to look at life. You can't, if we stay stuck on just the negative. That's why when I was talking to you yesterday, I said, but you know what? She's home now.
Yes.
We got to calm down, because at the end of the conversation, I had to tell the head of medical records, the head of nursing, the social worker, the receptionist was there. I don't know why she was there. And just a regular nurse, because the nurse manager who came at me a certain kind of way, like, well, I called you when I was first making the scene, and I had to tell her, you need to bring it a couple notches down, Jennifer, because I called you. So let's speak facts. So she huffed and puffed and left and never came back. So I had them all there, but in the point, they're like, I know you're emotional. No, you're confusing me. I am not emotional because this is my mom. I am angry because this is my mom.
Yes.
But then I went into some other stuff, and I said, because on any other day, I'll be ripping throats out right now. Point blank. Yeah. So yeah.
You're also angry because she represents other patients. I mean, if your mother,
that's what I said. I said,
if your mother's like that, then other patients are like that. So you're emotional.
It's all the mules are very unprofessional and unethical.
Yeah.
So, but it's all good though. Everybody just
and she's home. And
yes,
she's
and
home.
be grateful for who's in your
life. And she had a good night. She had a good night with you.
She had a good night. And I needed this because I was on the fence whether going forward I was going to place her in a nursing home so that I can, move on and get a job, but put her in a good one, and then I'll visit her every day. And then, you put it in prayer. I put it in prayer, and then this happened, and God was like, "You really want this?" And I was like, "Nah, all right, I'll work my schedule around it." Because
Yes.
I could
So
case. I'm going to jail if I put her in a home and they mistreat her.
So with that in mind, with everybody watching, keep something in mind, that, Margie and I are both coaches. Like we both do this remotely. And so Margie's goal is to build up her business as my goal is. And especially now, this is specifically important for her because she's making the choice to keep her mom home and so work from home and do all this stuff. So, definitely if you are in the market, like if you need a coach, reach out to one of us, reach out to Margie. She's, Margie's my coach, and she's absolutely fantastic. And she just, if you haven't noticed, she tells you like it is.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's great. She's, but even though she comes across very tough, which is what you need with the coach, you need that accountability. She's also so insightful, but also very loving. And
you talk about me?
Yes, yes. And it's beautiful. Like I absolutely, both of us yesterday, we do our planning meeting before, we do our planning meeting either like Sunday nights or Monday afternoons for Tuesday, and then we do our planning meeting Wednesday afternoon for Thursday. And it's half planning and half like coaching session because we just start talking about like all the crap that's going on and the things that we're dealing with at that moment are challenges. And yesterday happened to be that call. She was sharing hers, I was sharing mine, and we were both on fire about both of the things. And in the end, I felt so much better after having that conversation with you. So seriously, you have information. You can reach out to Margie if you want to look to coach with her. I definitely recommend her.
Oh, thank you. Well, it goes both ways. Both ways. That's why we're coaches, right? Because we know what we're doing and we do it good.
So I'm sorry, I'm distracted. My daughter has a rash on her belly.
Okay, let me say some good morning before we introduce our guest.
Good.
Before we introduce the subject. So I said good morning, Diane and Ana Micarelli, Nancy Green, buenos días, Miggy Algarín, bienvenida.
And Frank and Janet are watching.
Frank Pinero's in the house. Frankie and Janet. Janet says, buenos días, ladies. Nancy Green says, hospice is such a blessing. It really is. You know what it is, Nancy, is that so many people hear hospice and they think, oh my God, the person's going to die. Well, first of all, we're all dying. That's not gloomy. That's not being negative. It's
part of life.
And that's being accepting and where you can then turn around and enjoy your life to the fullest and do what you were born to do, right? Don't be shitting your life away thinking you got tomorrow. So it is. So I'm, and the same lady who came yesterday to assess my mother was the same lady who assessed Eric. So when she saw the picture of Eric and I, she got goosebumps. Her eyes got teary. She couldn't believe that she, one, she says, oh my God, I knew I had a feeling, but I have so many patients. But it's you and oh my God, your husband was such this and that. Then her eyes get teary and she's like, oh my God, you're doing this again? Because, and I said, yeah, here we are. So, that's
you got a little bit
challenge. Hashtag send them to Viva Cafe con Leche on Instagram or to us. Email us, text us. Today I'm drinking again La Llave. I was too lazy. I haven't went and bought different coffees. Good morning, Linda, with her Folgers. That's not instant. So this is what you do, right? Taza de Café Challenge, Linda. I haven't gotten your mug. I don't think Nancy Green has sent me her mug. I'm uploading all the pictures on Instagram.
She is, and they look fabulous. You got to see them. So go on. Make sure you follow the Instagram page now with Viva Cafe con Leche. And I have Door County coffee still, too. I haven't bought any new ones, and I'm going to run out, so I have to do something. And I have my new cup, Live with Purpose. And I want to shout out to Efraim. I knew he would come on to this particular conversation. I'm not shocked. So Efraim says, we all need each other to be taken to the next level. You ladies are amazing coaches. And we didn't even pay him to say that. So Efra, we
Buen día, Efraim. Gracias.
Well, so we have a guest today, but he has not arrived yet. So no, he is not on yet. And So we're gonna give him a few minutes longer. So Efraim, you might have to jump in if you're available. You might have to be our backup guy. And I know you could totally step into this conversation if that's the case. So we'll have to see. So she's gonna give him a quick text and see if he's having trouble getting on or whatever. But so our topic today is, yes, we said it, we're going to talk about orgasms. And some of the questions that we're going to pose today are, what are they? So we're going to talk a little bit about orgasms itself. We're going to say, can you only have them with sex? Can you have orgasms other ways? So what else can be orgasmic? How easily can you have one? Are you a single or multiple? And the difference between what men think about orgasm and women think about orgasm. And of course, the inevitable question, have you ever faked it? So that is going to be the topic for today. And I'm assuming by the little heart that Ephra left that he would be willing to jump on if we get him on there. So we'll give our guest a few more minutes. And if not, it is an hour earlier, so he's coming from New Orleans. So maybe he forgot to set his alarm. I don't know. But anyway, so
but I think you read my message like this morning about, see you 7:15 your time. Blah, we try not to leave, no tea uncrossed.
That is correct.
And that is, so I would say, what time is it? 8:20?
Yep.
In 2 minutes, if nothing, Efraim can jump in.
So I'm going to send Ephra, you don't have to, but if you want to, just because.
No, Ephraim, get on. Come on. You want to talk about orgasms, as I do.
I'm gonna send you the. So you start, Margie, and I'm gonna send Ephraim the text if he wants to, or the link for today. So,
yes. So what
So come on. So what did you research this? Did you look up?
No, I don't have to.
What orgasms?
I wasn't gonna end up reading someone else's words when I can describe them in my own. There's so many ways to have an orgasm, right? And anybody chime in, Linda, please comment. There's so many ways. There's the Q-tip cleaning your ear. People call those eargasms, right?
Eargasms, yes. So, I gave myself one last night.
You can be in the middle of a conversation, in the middle of watching something, and you're like, oh, it's like your body shudders. Something that you haven't eaten for a while, or for me, it's like my morning coffee, my first cup of morning coffee, the first sip, when it dances on my palate, it sends a shudder. It's like, and I feel it right in my little man on the boat. So I mean, it goes from this tongue all the way to my clitoris.
I listen, with that, stopping you right at clit, okay? Just to show you how dedicated he is already in the waiting room. I just sent the Zoom link, and Efraim is already there. So here's what we're gonna do, right? I'm gonna let you finish what you were saying. I'm gonna let him in, but I think what we should do is, if this other person shows up, then he's SOL, because I don't want to have too many people on. So Efraim is going to be in the house in a moment. How's that sound to you? Are you good with that?
Yeah, I said in 2 minutes he hasn't responded yet. So.
All right, there he is. Oh, and he's driving. What a trooper!
Hola.
What a trooper! He's driving and devoted to us.
Hi. How are you guys doing?
Good, Efraim. How are you doing?
I am awesome. I am moving my studio, and so I'm doing stuff while I'm doing. There's some people coming to my studio to help me take the stuff out. So how are you guys? I'm so glad that you guys are talking about. This is a subject that I take it to the heart.
Is this a subject that you feel you're an expert on?
No, not at all. Not at all. I am not an expert on anything.
He's humble. He's very humble.
No, but what I'm expert in is living a life that I choose.
Yes, absolutely.
That's my expertise.
Yes, and you're an expert in you. So
I am looking and learning and researching and finding out how can I live a life where orgasms are part of it.
Yes, right. Perfect.
Pleasure in every single day. I
But
think
you
this is the best way to live.
see, I'm an expert in my orgasms.
I know you are.
Do
I
tell.
know how to achieve them, how to get someone else to make sure that I achieve them. You know, so yes, you're very humbled.
Yes, because I bet money he's an expert in it.
I'm sure that you are. Yes.
So so obviously this, people think about them and they associate them with having sex. Before we get into that part of the conversation, how about either of you two, have you ever had that moment, that feeling, that orgasmic feeling associated with other things aside from sex? Like, something that you're doing that you're just so passionate about or whatever, like any examples?
Well, that's
Are
what I
you
was
out?
explaining. The coffee, when my first cup of coffee, Ephraim, hits my tongue in the morning, when it's made
Delicious.
without being rushed, right? And it hits my tongue, it's like the sensation, like it is a shuddering, and it's like it goes from my tongue, and it just like it's an excited dance
That's
all
nice.
the way down.
Oh,
All
you
the
got me excited. You got me excited now. You got me excited by just telling this shit.
yes.
Poor Efraim, he's got to move his studio and he's going to have to take care of business for a little bit, Oh my God, it's so funny.
Oh yeah.
This is a hot topic. Well, there are many moments, all right, in life but lately I'm going to speak about what's happening with me lately, about that sensation of taking yourself to the next level in terms of orgasm. I had this feeling never in my life. I remember that Lori, while we are in school, Lori mentioned that she meditated. And I mentioned that sometimes I lay down, I said I was never able to meditate. But sometimes before I go to bed, I lay down and then I focus on my breathing. So, and then maybe Lori doesn't remember that it was a quick conversation. And and I said that I do this. She says, well, that's a way to meditate. And that was my first experience with meditation. So it was when Lori told me that I meditated by just focusing on my breathing before sleeping. And now at this times of problem with the universe, I've been focusing on myself. I have not put the TV on even 1 second for any reason besides learning something that would enhance my life. And one of the things that I've been learning from Dr. Joe Dispenza is meditation. And I've been meditating and for the last almost 3 months. And in one of those days meditating, I was in such a state that I had the feeling of, oh, well, as if I was having such an amazing orgasm. And
Wow.
it was incredible for me. I never thought, first of all, that I could sit for less than 5 minutes, because my life is, I'm always gonna go, and I gotta do it. I speak fast, I do fast, I love, but I've been able to sit, cross my legs, and stay and command my body to listen to my mind and follow it. And I was in such a amazing state led by Dr. Joe Dispenza that I was feeling like I was crying by the time I finished my meditation. I was I had tears in my eyes, and I had this amazing, delicious feeling of, yeah, I think I came.
You release endorphin. So what you had like a euphoric moment meditating and listening to your own breathing, and the melodic sounds of it does. See,
It does.
if we use our 6 senses, we can orgasm with my sip of coffee. That always makes my clitoris happy. When you clean your ears, it's even when you're rubbing lotion on you, and if you rub lotion on your legs too, but you do it with such intention that you just love your body, you can be aroused by yourself. And I'm
Oh, I
only
couldn't.
speaking because I've done it, but I am a very orgasmic. I am magically orgasmic. So, and I'm
Oh,
sorry
that's
if no
delicious.
one can understand that. So that's why whatever I'm expressing about different orgasms, because I've experienced it. Linda says, shit, I'm going to have to switch to Butelo to have that feeling.
What did you say to me yesterday? You said when you shave, you got to share that story. When you
So, and also, Linda, when I do take my beaver to the barber, right? And I after,
just like Brenda finally did. Yep.
yeah, after having shaved and I walk, I actually orgasm just by walking with a nice, nice what's that word I want to use?
A smooth feeling.
A
Yes.
stroll.
I don't
No,
mean walking from the kitchen
but
to the bathroom. It always seems to happen when I'm out. Like, let's say I shave and I
yes,
get
she's at the store. That's what she
I
said,
walk down
Ephraim.
the aisle of a grocery store. I'm like, oh my God. And then I don't hide my face. You might not know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm feeling because it's all right
Oh
here.
my God.
And so I'll stop and hold on to one of, like, if I'm looking at something. And sometimes I just enjoy it because I don't care who looks at me and thinks what she's doing.
Could you imagine her walking up to the guy that works there and not going, where's the Bustello?
So what was one of your questions, Lori? Good morning, Lily.
Okay, so how easily can you have one? Oh, you're getting all funky. How easily can you have one? That's one of them. We already know how easily you can have them, Margie. But this is as far as sex goes. Like, how easy is it to have them? Because people really struggle sometimes, especially women. And I think that's what the subject is, the difference between men, what men feel about them and how men handle them, and how women, there's women that will have an intimate moment with a man or, whoever their partner, and not have one. And they're okay with it.
Can I say something? What Margie was talking about how easy it is for her to even spreading lotion and having, well, it goes back to one important thing that we mentioned a while ago when we talked. If you are not focused on what it is that you like and how you like to be touched, you will never accomplish that, no matter who does it for you. So it goes back to you controlling your mind. So a little thing. So now she goes to the barber, she walks, and she feels this amazing, but it isn't just because of whatever is going on down there. It's everything in the head, everything in her mind.
Yes.
And her mind brings her to this moment of pleasure, no matter where she is. But that is something that you either are born with or you train like a motherfucker to get it. Or if you don't, you will never find a man nor a woman to make you feel that sensation.
Yes.
It is only up to your mind.
I agree. And you can,
in my opinion.
No, you are absolutely right. And in fact, you can develop it because it's about letting go. You have to let go of a lot of stuff, and you have to know what you like. You have to be willing to be open about it and not be afraid of it, and guide the person. Because we were talking about this on Tuesday's conversation about giving instructions sometimes and being upfront. And I think that's where a lot of women hold back, because women will just be, and I'm not speaking for everybody, but I've just known, I know for me from the past, but I also know from friends that I've spoken to that they don't get into it and they don't question it and they just accept it. And once you get it, seriously, like once you get a taste of what it's like to just let go and enjoy, that's when you realize what you were missing and you don't want to do that anymore. And it's like Margie has absolutely no problem expressing herself, expressing what she wants, because she's very comfortable with herself, which is absolutely fabulous, and that's the whole point of this conversation too, is to get, not just, the men that are listening, because men are usually pretty good about this, but with women to be, first of all, comfortable to even say the word, to say how what they want and if they got it or not. It's like, how many women out there have said, the guy's done doing what he's doing and it was great. And it wasn't, because there was no finishing piece, because we were afraid to say something, or we don't know what it is that we like. So yeah, you brought up a very good point. It's really about knowing ourselves and being comfortable to let go.
And Lori, to add to that is also knowing that no one besides you is responsible for the pleasure that you bring into your life. Now, I can help you enhance that, take it to the next level. It's what you go back to what you were talking about.
I bet you can.
Both, yeah, I can. Now, both of you coaching each other, right? Supporting each other to take each other to the next level. It is powerful that you can do alone, but it's even more powerful when you can have someone like Margie helping you out. The same thing goes back to you knowing that you are responsible for it, not the guy, not the girl. Is if you take responsibility and now you bring that into whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, then both can take each other to the next level. That is in my opinion, the best way to accomplish anything.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
All right. So why I'm talking to you guys, I'm gonna just open the door for these guys here because they came to my studio. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay.
I wasn't expecting to have.
No, you saved us. This is good. This is good. You saved us today. So, Margie.
Question though, Efraim,
Yes.
do you know if a woman fakes it? Can you tell as a man if a woman is faking it?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this. This is a good question. I'm gonna answer as truthful as I can. Yeah. Okay. So this is not the truth. This is my opinion, and my opinion is this: whether you fake or you don't is your problem. You deal with this. For me, I am there to provide you the best pleasure I can, so I can be pleasured. But if you fake, then who's responsible for faking? So no, I don't think me nor any man. No, I don't think me nor any man can say a woman, a girl, unless you have sex with them and they are completely dried and there is absolutely nothing there for you to say, wow, it was so difficult for me to even get in. And you know what I mean? So because it was not even lubricated or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know if any woman can have an orgasm and not be completely, you know what I mean. I don't want to be so explicit. But
that was good.
I don't think me as a guy could ever tell if a woman is pretending, because they can just close their eyes and fake the hell out of it themselves, and I am pleased with that. Yeah, go for it, baby. You know what I mean?
So it's not your job. See, women who do not know your body think a man's supposed to provide that pleasure.
Yes, right.
So I love Efraim's response.
No, I'm sorry. I know I speak for myself. I live amongst men and women. My entire life I have 6 sisters, and I live in such a tiny little house. And in my house, there was no secret, right? We learned very early that the shit that's going on. And I heard my sister speaking about things that I said, okay, I'm too young for that, but hey, it was fun. So, but that's my opinion, and I think that I would never be able to. If a woman wants to fake anything, that's one thing that a man would never be able to discover, is that they are faking. A man, let's say if I have sex with both of you at the same time, right? So it would be a dream come true.
So, I'm very selfish, Efraim. I want all the attention.
Yes, the two of us can give that to you, you silly. You're missing out. So, oh my God! No, I even lost what I was going to say. It was so shit.
Oh my God, that's so funny. No, you were talking about how if the woman is not willing to just like, she's losing out if she's faking it. She's losing out on herself.
No, the thing is this. Like I said before, there is no way we can discover that. And if I am with a girl who is used to doing that, they fake so well that there's no way anybody can say no, this is not true. And a guy, I was going to say, is the guy, when they have sex, let's say if I were to have sex with both of you, okay, my biggest pleasure was not only to have sex with both of you, it was to tell my friends that I did. See, that would make them jealous, would be like, yeah, I'm the real man. Now, a woman, in my opinion, they are more reserved. They would not be telling. So it would be impossible for a guy to discover that they are doing this behind their back if they really want to hide. So women can hide, in my opinion, okay? So don't take it any other way. Women can hide things 1,000 times better than men. In other words, if you want to fake orgasm having sex with me, how the fuck am I going to ever know that you're faking? I can just assume that you're telling the truth. You go home completely unhappy, and probably you're going to tell your friend, oh, he sucked. And that's my fault.
Well,
I
but you
take
know
no
what?
responsibility.
But that's not always the case, because sometimes it has nothing to do with necessarily
We're going to follow me.
whether it was good or bad. It has to do with the person, that sometimes the woman just doesn't. And they've accepted that. That's lived life every single time. So it's not just, it doesn't mean that they would say that about that person to somebody else. It's that's who they are, and they don't sometimes, right? I mean, I've met women that said that they've admitted that they don't on a regular basis, and they've never, they just, that's who they are. They're like, oh, I just can't have them, and they've accepted that, and that's it. And they don't look at it as anything but it's themselves. So there's two reasons why somebody would do that. I don't know. What do you think, Marge? Uh-oh, did Margie freeze? Oh, no, she did. She'll come back on in a second. So, go ahead.
I don't know. This is a great conversation. I really enjoy this because it's so much taboo around all this conversation. People make it be so wrong, and this is one of the biggest reasons people don't accomplish certain things in their lives, because they make themselves be wrong or judge other people for having such a conversation so freely. Because what creates life powerfully is you being able to know that anything you want is you are the one who's responsible to accomplishing it, however that is. And I don't know, I just thank you guys for including me on this, because this is not a conversation that you can have just any time with any woman. I love this.
But you brought up a good point. It's about the power. In the end, it's always about the person, how they feel about themselves, what they're willing to let go. So there's more power to it. Like, it's more empowering behind this conversation than just the actual subject matter. In the end, there's more. There's always more to it.
But if people open their minds and realize that orgasms do not only have to happen with intercourse, and they would be more open to what they're feeling instead of dismissing it and then expecting other people to make them feel good. See, that's the main thing. Oh, I can't come, because they're putting all that expectation on the man to do it or the woman to do it, right? So I encountered once upon a time in my life where someone said that they couldn't reach orgasm, sex, with intercourse, unless they got a blowjob. And I said, well, I'm not doing that. So I guess we're not doing this, so not, well, I'm not saying I don't do that. I'm just saying I wasn't going to do that this time. So,
Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome. So he blamed that I didn't want to do that, the reason why he couldn't get a hard on. No, that's not my issue. Give me my clothes, I'm leaving. Because I have no problems getting dressed and saying, oh, hell no, I came over here for this and going home,
Can I tell you a story about what happened to me one day? I was in Brazil, and a friend of mine introduced me to another friend, and in Brazil, motels are only for sex. You go for motels. It's not like here, right? Motels here, you go to a motel and in the middle of the road, and it's like truckers and normal people go. But not in Brazil. In Brazil, the motels are made for sex. And I went to the motel with this girl, beautiful woman, and I do my thing, and I love certain things, and I think I like everything, but I was playing with her little girl and kissing and loving her, and we did not know each other. Okay, so we met going to the motel. And we knew each other through a friend. And then when it was her turn, to play with my boy, she made a face like, I don't like that. No, but look at this. You said you don't like blowjob, right?
No, she
No,
didn't
I
say
didn't
that.
say that.
She didn't say that.
I didn't say that at all.
She just said that just at that moment,
Yes.
I'm just messing. I'm just messing with you. So now,
we need to make that disclaimer. She does.
Oh, I totally know. So now what I wanted to say is that although it's not the only way I could come, all right, or enjoy myself, but that's one of the ways that I think it shows you're completely free for a lot of people, especially for certain girls. So, but the girl looked at me and he says, I don't like that very much. I said, that's not a problem. I got up, I put my clothes back on, and she says, what happened? I said, whoa, man, come on. I'm not here just for you. I'm here for both of us. If you are not willing to be free with me, I don't want to be free with you. You know why? Because I think that, because later you might even blame me for doing what you don't like. Then no. So I started putting my clothes on. She got so desperate. It was so funny. It was the best thing that happened because she says, I did not say I don't want it. I said, then you're going to have to ask me. So it was my game with her. I love to hear, right? I love this. I love to hear. I think you asking and saying bad words is the most exciting part of whatever it is that I'm doing with you.
And you're a talker, huh? You like to talk.
Oh, I love that. You have no idea. Call me some bad words and I'll be a happy man.
Oh my God, what? I'm a masochist at only then and there.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
So anyway, but it was funny because she thought because, well, she was pretty, I was going to be desperate. You know, no, I think if I am with you, and it's not only your way, it's our way. I understand that I was there to please her too, but how about we are both free? And I'm listening to you saying that, I know this guy only comes a certain way. Then go masturbate, man. If you need someone to, you know what I mean? You can't expect to be just one way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can never be. Otherwise, it doesn't
point.
work. Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
And it's on both sides too, because you know, I think that like when women say that they don't usually have them, and it's just the way it is, and they just accepted that over the course of the history of them having sexual relations. That it's also too, it's not just their responsibility, but there is a point where I think, especially if they've been with a partner for a really long time, there's a point where I think that the partner kind of knows this, because I'm sure it's even come up in conversation. I've had friends that will say, you know, oh, I don't, and my husband knows that and everything. But for the husband to also be so accepting of that, to me, is just not even, you know, it takes both. It takes two to like if you were the man too, to say, God, what, you know, tell me, like, what am I doing? Like, what, let me help you relax. Let me help you get to that level. And I almost think that it's right. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. I think, and I'm sorry, but if you're with your husband and you say you haven't reached orgasm, who knows if he didn't accept it, if he tried all the magic tricks in his hat, but she doesn't know how to verbalize because she doesn't know who the hell she is.
That's true.
So then she's like, well, my husband doesn't try to get me out of this. So it's all about bringing the responsibility back to the individual who is failing to have magic in their life by having an orgasm.
Right.
So I think you can know somebody. If I know you and I know what you like,
Baby, listen, but for you to get to the marriage part, right? You also first you had to go through boyfriend, girlfriend part where you accomplish everything, you love everything, you allow everything, you pretend everything. So
yes.
If you've been pretending from the beginning, there is no place in this relationship where you are going to transform that, in my opinion. So the problem is when people want each other in the very beginning of the relationship, it's nothing but pretense. I pretend to accept certain things that I don't just so I want you because I want you. You fake that you like certain things that you usually don't because you want me. And then it starts right there on the beginning. And from that moment on, they now faking with each other. And nobody can know anything about the truth anymore. And then get to marriage where sex usually don't happen as often anyway.
That's a lie.
For you, because because you're not married to the people in my life that I know. And
No,
true.
Ephraim, two of my husbands have told me, oh my God, you're too overwhelming. Okay?
Well, baby, this you are one of a kind. Okay, so
And look at that, we haven't even met.
all my friends should marry you because most of them complain about not having any. So, but the thing is this, right? The truth of the matter is, if you begin by pretending from the beginning, no matter what the pretense is, to get what you want, when you get what you want, now what? What you gonna do? How you gonna change that you fake from the beginning?
Good point.
Now, if you do change that, now the person's gonna say, "Well, I didn't meet you like this. You were not like this before, and now the problem rises everywhere."
Insecurities, yep, absolutely.
That's good. That's a very good point.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right, because if it's deception from the start, and then at some point, if you decide to change it up and say, okay, this isn't happening, and then yes, the male will say, or you know, your spouse will say, but this wasn't always the way. So what happened? Yeah.
Lori, I have a friend. He's a great friend of mine, and you actually met him. He's a great guy, handsome. Anybody looking at that son of a gun, he's sexual. He looks sexual. He's very, very handsome. But the thing is this, right? The way he interacts with the way he is all about pretending to get. Don't say he likes a girl, and he pretends to be this kind of guy that he's not. And he starts always to get the girl. He gets the girl. Now the girl is so in love with who he pretends to be. Now, as soon as he has the girl, now what happens? He's not that anymore. And now it's a big problem because the girl is in love with him, completely ahead of her heels, and the guy doesn't care anymore. And now he has a big problem. I've seen him doing this so many times that I can't even talk about it anymore. I say, no. So this is what most people do, though. They pretend, and that's what they get when they don't accomplish what they want in their relationship.
Yep, this is so true. And I've heard it. People tell me about it, and then their first thought is, "Oh, they must have slept with somebody else because they came home with new tricks." And I'm all for being straight up and down like 6 o'clock. I'm gonna call it as I see it from the beginning. I'm gonna introduce you to my other 4 personalities, who one just happens to be a freak, and we're just gonna all enjoy each other. And if you like it, fine. If I'm overwhelming, that's your issue, not mine. I'm going to be, this phenomenal fire. When you meet me, when you don't like me, when you love me, that's it. So it's hard enough being me. And when I see people pretend to be somebody they're not, and then they're complaining, then that's just a whole, why are you breathing my ear? It's a waste of life when you can't be true to who you are, right? So when you're not truly who you are, then your senses aren't in balance with one another, and you can't enjoy the orgasms, whether it's an ear orgasm, whether it's a palate orgasm, whether it's you bathing the little man on the boat, whether it's just the massages. I mean, because I can attest that orgasms are so much more than intercourse.
I believe that too, and I don't think me putting my boy inside of anybody is the way to get anywhere I want. I think there's so many. I think the beginning of all the touching, the kissing. I could never go. I'll tell you this, very straightforward. I could never go to a whorehouse ever in my life. It would never work for me because, in my opinion, if I touch and I kiss and it is not there, then I'm not gonna pursue that at all. Because for me, it starts with a fucking kiss. If I'm going anywhere in this, I gotta touch my mouth and no, this is my body response. Otherwise, I don't think I'm any less man because my boy didn't work, because the girl is pretty, and it was no. I don't give a fuck. So for me, is this?
You need
there
the
is no
attraction.
connection. There is no connection. There is absolutely no way I'm gonna even pretend that I want to be part of it. So then for me, it's all about the connection. It's all about the beauty of being together. And that is where the pleasure lies.
Yes, the energies have to have to be like this with one another, you know, going all crazy, that because your spirit meets before you actually speak to each other. So you're drawn to it, and it's all supernatural. It's all about the vibes of the energy, and it's the vibrations of when two spirits are coming close together. And you're right, you shouldn't be ashamed if you can't, because women get wet, men gets hard. If you don't do that with the person, then be grateful and move on. You need that connection before the connection. So I absolutely agree with that.
For me, look, I live, you know, any of my friends that see me with a beautiful woman, that I know I mentioned this to you guys, you think, wow, Efraim is already, because they think that's how it is, right? But it isn't true for me. I've always said that to my ex-wives, that's not true for me. For me, it's not only being with someone, that has to be a bigger connection for me to, as a man, to take an action, to go any further. And if it isn't completely 100% mutual, I don't want to be part of it. And that for me in itself is a very pleasure power that I have over myself. I swear to God, for me, this is like the most incredible thing. And when I was young, I remember my brother saying, man, you are with her until 3 o'clock in the morning, man, and you never had sex with her? I said, no, man, I never did. And they did not understand that, because for them, being with a woman was enough, and not for me. And I think this conversation, it would be great for other people, for guys, to be listening, to get it. We can control that anytime we want. And when you are in a space where you don't have to control and it is completely allowed to let go, that's where the orgasm is 1,000 times better than any orgasm you could ever have if you just do it for the fuck of it.
Yeah, being a sapiosexual, which is somebody who gets turned on and becomes very with intellectual conversation. But I have a question for you. Are you multiple orgasmic?
If I ever had multiple.
Are you multiple, or do you just orgasm one?
Let me tell you this. I'm going to speak for my own experience, okay? So on the subject. Now, the subject for me is this, right? I've been in situations where I like being in places where I can be completely free. You know, there are places crazy. One day, this is a little too much for me to be saying, but it depends where I am, who I am with, and what the stimulation is. If it is just me and it happened that throughout the night, that many times happened, but there were cases that I had one after the other, but I never ever once been concerned about that, because I think if I can hold myself for as many times as you can come and until you cannot hold yourself anymore, and you say, oh, baby, now, then is my time. You know what I mean? So then
Yes.
it is my time. Now, when I do my part, I feel so huge. It is so big that I feel that if I am in a place where I scream out what it is that I'm feeling, I will not have the same amazing orgasm. So, but when I get to that space where I got it, I stopped many times to get you there, and you did it however you want it. And when I get my time, I don't give a fuck about fucking anymore. I don't want to know about sex. I just want to be there in love and be thankful for what I have. So many times, the same friend that I was mentioning, he always says, man, today I had sex 4 times. Well, what is the 4 times? That every time that you do, it's 5 seconds. Oh no, the first one, I always come fast. I said, then you should practice not to do it.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, it's so funny.
It isn't how many times I do it. Is the time that I do it is the biggest fucking time that I did. That is more than any 5 times that any other person could. So that's my
absolutely opinion. And that's a gift. From a woman's perspective, is a gift when a man can do that. When a man can hold on while I'm having 8 to 10 orgasms before the 4th of July one.
That's a show off. You're a show off.
And then he can hold on through all of that body aerobics, and the singing out in ecstasy. Well, because they're pretty huge. So they're like 8 to 10 of
Oh
them
my
before the
God.
July bang. And if a man can
You're
hold on
nuts.
to that, I'm gonna love you.
Baby, listen, I'll tell you this. I think that this is, in my opinion, the best way for me to approach my sexual life. And I think, well, does that work for everybody? Is that the truth for any guy? No. Some guys enjoy whatever they do. I tell you for myself, my own experience, for me, it works better if I can take my time and I do what you want, and then we can get to where I want to fly to.
It's a
Yay.
way of life,
Woo-hoo.
just like your first cup of coffee in the morning. It's
There
life.
you go.
It's a way of life. And
That's it.
we need to meditate, and we need to become one with ourselves, and appreciate and respect and value ourselves, so that all that natural energy, that vibrant energy, that sexual energy that we were born with can come out and have a sold out performance. And that's what it has to be.
And it's about you being, see, just with both of what you both are saying, it's just constantly apparent that it's about being so okay with who you are, and you know yourself so well, and you're not afraid of it. And that, I mean, and then that's the big take here, is that it's so much more than the conversation. It's about you being who you are, loving who you are, loving yourself, and just letting go, and freeing yourself of that. That if you're holding back because of that reason, that you can't get past that, that's the piece that you have to work on. And it could rekindle things, especially for those that have been in a relationship for a really long period of time, and it's lackluster, you know. Really rekindle if each person, it's not just the woman we're talking about here, it's the man and the woman, that if they let go, that it could create something new and exciting in their life.
Yeah, just learn yourself. The only advice I can give as a lover, as a magically orgasmic woman, is to learn yourself and let go. Just be uninhibited with yourself. Be secure and confident in yourself, and give your best while the person you're having sex with is giving their best. Meet each other halfway, and just let loose and scream, and don't worry about what you're gonna look like. Just be free.
That's right.
And the thing is, again,
element. What, Efraim?
no. I was just saying, again, go back, not to let anybody be responsible for your pleasure.
Exactly.
That you can make little things in your own life, waking up in the morning and, well, fixing your bed, for instance, and making that be the pleasure of your day, and creating and recreating little moments where you are thankful and you're responsible. Because when you do yourself the little things and you are thankful, you get to a place where you are allowed to be free. You have much more power to be free. And then it's no one's fault or no one's responsibility for whatever it is that you accomplished or did not accomplish in your life. And that is where the power lies, in my opinion. And there is no better place to live. There is no other way to live life better than you knowing this is my creation. I got to where I want because I said so. This is power, man. I love that.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And who doesn't love, and whoever's watching, right, who doesn't love having that orgasm that feels like all the troubles of the world? Like, after you have that wonderful session of sex and orgasm, you feel like you are a gymnast, that you can do backflips up and down the street. You feel so limber, and it's like, whoo, you're ready for the day.
Yes.
So yeah, don't cheat yourself out of magic.
That's right.
And that's what it is. Don't cheat yourself out of having the magic that you possess within. Release it, and just,
Absolutely.
listen, it's been a while, so I can't even do it.
Oh, poor baby.
I know, right? Right?
You'll get there.
Like,
You'll get
what
there.
the hell? It's almost gonna be a year already.
Oh, no.
I'm getting rusty, Efraim. I'm getting rusty.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
We gotta fix this, lady.
Next time she comes to Connecticut. So
Yay!
we are out of time, and so we really want to thank Efra for coming on, because we didn't, our guests just sort of totally blew us off, and not in a good way. And we are really grateful that you did jump on. We really appreciate it. We appreciate your opinion, because it was really important. Most of our viewers are women, and it's really great to have. We wanted a male opinion. That's why we had a male guest on today. So, and for those of you that are watching, just to let you know that actually Efra is going to be the guest for the next 2 weeks. So you got him 3 weeks in a row, because he's going to be our guest for the next week's show, and then the week after that. So we are locked in. So you're going to, and I'm feeling our viewer retention is going to go up a lot because Efra's on. So anyway, thank you so much. We really appreciate you giving us the time. I know you're busy. And our topic on Tuesday is the craziest places you have had sex. So we want, again, it's all for fun. We want to just hear you share some of the craziest places that you've done this. And it could be years ago, but it doesn't matter. We just want to hear what you have to say. And just to lighten things up. And we've had a very stressful 4 months, 5 months, and it's sort of just the topics we want to just sort of smooth out the summer to get us on to just laugh, and like we did today, and be open and share. So thank you so much, Efra, for coming on.
Yes.
And my partner for just being awesome at what the conversation of what you were sharing, and absolutely fabulous. So thank you so much for that.
I am true to me. My blog is called Magically Orgasmic.
That's awesome.
Before we go, listen, just a shout out to Evie Love, Stephanie Nieves, Maria Garcia, Maria de Pilar. So Peru was in the house. Sonia Rodriguez, my friend who works 3 jobs. Thank you so much for showing up today. Lillian was on. Yep. I think I got
also Carmen Grandiva, Jessica
my cousin.
Katzowitz, and Shar Maria also came on. So you guys, thank you so much, ladies, for coming on. We really appreciate that.
And ladies and gentlemen who are on, Efraim, back me up. Go and have a fan-fucking-tabulous orgasm.
Yay!
Do it.
Silly if you are not.
All right, everybody.
Ladies,
thank you so much.
Let me just thank you guys, because what you guys are doing, the program that you guys putting out for people, is giving a lot of freedom for a lot of people. This is not a natural, normal, everyday conversation for just anyone. People are completely stopped by these thoughts of sex, of being free, and you guys are allowing it to happen in a lot of people's lives. So I hope that today this has touched someone deep down in their hearts, and it will make a difference for them, because that's not only for the fun of the 3 of us. It's to cause and make a difference in people's lives.
Yes,
and that's the goal.
Absolutely.
Yes. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, that's right. We're here to we're radical. We're radical in our topics, because if not us, who? So just go have an orgasm.
There you go.
Yes.
Thanks me, Efraim.
Yes, thank you.
I love you, ladies.
Thank you so much. And listen, we'll see you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Tuesday. And remember, be you, be real, be extraordinary.
And also, adios.
Thank you.
Namaste. Breathe in the beauty. Breathe out the bullshit.
Yep. See you guys.
There you go.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.